So I don't know, guys. What do you want to do this week?
Man, I don't know. RoboCop?
Nah, too bleak.
Waterworld?
Nah, too Costner. Actually, I know.
What's your favourite scary movie?
Hey Cinema Nuts, welcome back to No Country for Old Films. I'm Regs and he's Tommy.
Hello.
And we're getting together to discuss the films that we've watched over and over again, even if they involve a whole bunch of teen murder.
Well, I mean, mostly if that's the case. And
that's kind of what the film is, yeah.
Your favourite movie's been rebooted more times than it had sequels back in the 90s. We're looking back at the movies that shaped us and our friends. And we are delighted this week to be joined by a legend and favourite of the show. It's one half of the Sequel Sucks podcast and a real cinemaphile. Welcome, Cable.
Oh, thanks for having me. The introduction is way too good for me, but I'll take it.
You've got a Jurassic Park hat on.
Yeah,
You're all right by me.
Yeah.
You're already winning.
You've earned it.
On with the show?
On with the show.
Hello, Sydney. Do you like scary movies?
What's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
Can I introduce you, gents, to a year? The year was 1996. Picture this, if you might, in your mind brains. Picture this. Bill Clinton was playing saxophone. Tamagotchis were dying by the millions.
And some other stuff.
I intentionally cut that out. I can't say it every week.
Yeah, he was fucking playing some saxophone, you know what I mean?
I was arguing with anyone who'd listen that Tommy is the best Power Ranger. The English Patient has won the Best Picture. Tom Cruise is running for the first time of many outputs in Mission Impossible, possibly one of the longest running franchises in Hollywood. And meanwhile, Independence Day was blowing up not only the White House, but the box office. And we got the most meta movie that I can think of in this day and age, which is Scream. I'm so excited to talk about this. Cable, why Scream?
Ooh. I don't know. I was never a massive slasher fan going into this. I think horror films definitely weren't allowed in my house and very off limits. My dad wasn't into horror. My mum was definitely very, kept us in cotton wool, like very, we had to watch very age appropriate or family films. I'm the oldest of four. So normally I would have to watch stuff that was able for my younger siblings to watch as well. So I couldn't really watch adult stuff anyway. So it was kind of like that. I had to, be sneaking out to or going to a friend's place and that they have a copy of a particular movie for me.
Sneaking out to a friend's party while the slasher's on the loose.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So
how on brand of you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this just came along at just the right time. And I mean, I said on another podcast that I listened to the other day in preparation for this, sort of thinking, what stupid stuff have I said about this movie? I think for my generation, I was 16 at the time when this came out, and I think you guys are roughly the same ballpark. I think this was a gateway drug for people that hadn't really seen a lot of horror because of it, and then you could always go back and go, I'm going to watch Prom Night and Terror Train and all the Jamie Lee Curtis stuff that's referenced. So... Yeah, and again, it was just I was a big Courtney Cox fan, so that was easily a good reason. And Nev Campbell's fantastic in this as well. So, and it was Wes Craven. So Wes Craven was the horror genius that I'd seen the most of as well. So I had seen Nightmare on Elm Street fairly early on. And then a couple of his other films like Vampire in Brooklyn and a few of the other ones, people under the stairs and stuff like. So I was very Wes Craven centric. Like I definitely knew who Wes was and had seen his stuff. So yeah, I mean,
right on. You're right about it being a gateway drug though, because I don't think that when I was younger I saw. I saw a portion of Amityville Horror. Like the original one.
Oh, yeah, yep.
My sister and my cousin were watching it, and I was 5 at best. and they were watching it. And the scene happens where the priest's in the bathroom and all the flies are going all over him, and a voice goes, "Get out!" And I went, "I'm going to bed." and it
Little
completely,
Regan's back.
He's back every episode. I'm channeling him. It completely changed the way that I felt about those movies. Like, I just didn't even engage with them. And then Scream came along, and yeah, like you said, I would have been 13 or 14 when it came out, and it just opened up so much. The reason I saw Halloween, the original Halloween, and that Halloween is now my favorite sort of franchise, and Mike Myers my favorite movie monster, is because of Scream. Absolutely, the more slasher genres, the Nightmare on Elm Street pictures as well. Like, I didn't know who anybody was until I saw this, and that was Wes Craven and this, and it's also the reason why I religiously watch Dawson's Creek because of the Kevin Williamson. So yeah, you're absolutely right about it being funneling my interest elsewhere where it hadn't been before.
You mentioned Courtney Cox there. Like, what a cast, by the way, from this.
Man.
Unbelievable. Like, everybody, it's almost like that perfect concoction of like youngish stars or people trying something a little bit different, like right before they absolutely peak, and everyone's amazing. This Neve, I'm never going to say her name right, Neve Campbell, she's so good in this, like picture perfect. And she's actually one of the only reasons I got to see this as a kid. It's funny you said that you were the oldest. I was the youngest. So like, I was watching things that I absolutely should not have been watching. We've talked about it a bunch of times on this podcast. I saw Terminator 2 when I was so young, way too young to see that bit where he like tears his arm off. I was terrified, but loved it. And yeah, I was probably too youngish when I watched this on video with my brother. But did you have this on VHS?
I didn't at the time. No, it would have been a hire, and then I had it on DVD and stuff like that. I feel like cable has an interesting VHS story, though.
Do you know this story? Have I told you this one before?
No, that's why I'm asking.
Well,
because you sent the picture in the chat, and I'm like, "There's something here."
You know when towards the end of your life, or when you finish your career, everyone says, "I've had no regrets." One of my big regrets is not seeing Scream at the cinemas when it came out. I remember reading a review that wasn't super high on it, and again, this is why I say to people, if you have an inkling to see something in the cinema, don't just go and see it. If you want to go see it, go and see it. Don't be swayed. And I remember thinking, I was thinking of seeing it, and there was interest. I didn't know too much about it. I knew Courtney Cox was in it. I knew Drew Barrymore was in it. And I must have read, I'm positive I read a review that wasn't high on it. And I was kind of like, oh, okay. And then I feel like in Australia, at least, there wasn't a massive buzz around the movie when it was at the cinemas. And I didn't know too many people that had seen it in the cinemas. And then another person, an acquaintance had sort of said, that was no good, whatever. Again, didn't speak highly of it. I'm like, oh, well, I'll wait for video kind of thing. And it got parked away. And then I went to one of my best mate's house in high school, and he had to set up a really good, massive bedroom and all that sort of stuff. But I rocked up one day, and he was just putting on Scream. He'd hired it, but he'd run the two video players, and he'd play it and record on the other one, right? Which was
classic piracy. I love it.
The best.
Crazily enough, some of the best movies I've ever seen was because I went to his house, and he'd hired from Dusk Till Dawn. I saw through him Empire Records. And then Scream, and then he goes, "Oh, have you seen Scream?" Oh, no, I was interested. He goes, "No, watch it. Sit down, let's watch it."
Oh, nice.
And then that was how I saw it. And luckily, even back then, you remember the old pan and scan and video, and obviously the square TV. His TV was decent size, so at least it didn't feel like I was watching on this really small box. But I was blown away.
Hey, you've seen it at the cinema since, though, right? In a retro.
Yeah. So they did when Scream 3 came out, probably a couple of weeks after it sort of had its first sort of run, Crown Casino ran a marathon where they played all three films back to back. So that's when
I went to that too.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I'm going to go to that. And
you guys could have met so many years ago.
I know.
We might have been in the same room. Who knows?
Well, there's a good chance because I think Crown Casino was the only place that did that. So
yeah, right. Yeah, no, I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
The idea of watching three movies in a row back then was so wild. Now I'm like, I fucking do that.
Well, it's crazy because the Astor played, was it all 6 or all 5 Scream movies? Oh, I think it might have been all 6, not that long ago. Obviously, when
they did when the more recent one came out. Well, I'll come back and ask you about the recent ones because that's something I'm really interested in to see how you feel about it, being that you're such an aficionado. But just want to go back quickly to where you mentioned, the stars. You got Neve, you've got Drew, in particular Drew. The pulling the rug out from under you and having Drew Barrymore die at the beginning, like in the cold open, is fucking it, because it sets you up like, oh, she's going to be the final girl, surely. She's on a poster. It's Drew fucking Barrymore. Like of course this is what's going to happen. It's Poison Ivy. Let's be real here.
But then you're like, anyone can die immediately.
Yeah, the stakes are so high then. It's like a Game of fucking Thrones.
Well, I mean, it's clearly inspired by, Hitchcock and Psycho, right? Like that's what they see, like that immediate scene. And you're sitting there going like, this is an up and coming big actress. Like she's going to be in this the whole movie, clearly, like you say.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have something to say, Kevin?
Well, I was going to say I totally agree with what Tommy's saying, but it wasn't the initial plan. The initial plan was Drew was going to be Sydney. And then,
oh really?
Yes, yeah. Drew was going to be Sydney, and then
Alicia Silverstone, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if there was maybe another project Drew wanted to do and scheduling, but then she was going through the script and she goes, "Wouldn't it be better if I play Casey?" And that just, like you said, it sort of sets up that anyone could die. No one would expect her to die in the opening scene, especially with all the marketing. And again, she was probably the biggest name sort of attached at the time. And then Wes was kind of like, and I think they were still angling. They wanted it to be Sydney, and then
how was Wes? He was like,
Yeah, well, I don't think Wes was high. I really think because Wes only joined, I think, because of Drew and.
This went through a ton of directors. Like they basically offered it.
Oh, really?
Anyone?
I'm learning so much.
He started off as part of the team in charge, and then it got passed off to all different directors, and then everybody thought it was a parody, which I find fascinating because, like, I mean, in many respects it is, but it's just so well done in a meta way that it remains as a horror slasher movie straight away.
It's funny you say that though, because the amount of times that, especially going back and making notes on it, that I conflate it with scary movie. Like I'll be particularly the scenes that are almost like shot for shot, like the one where they're standing at the breast implant comes out. Yeah. The one where they're standing in the cafeteria, and he's like, since you branded him the Candyman, no, his heart's broken, and he's like, man, this is just like this. It's so all happened before. Oh, did someone die in your old high school? Nah, this movie screams, same dialogue and everything. Like it's just, such. I must say, when I did the Screamathon for my old show, The Stitch Up, and I watched all of them, like within the space of 24 hours.
Screamathon or Stabathon?
It was a Screamathon. I didn't do a Stabathon. I would love to see the movies inside of this, the sequels of these movies that are directed by Robert Rodriguez, no less. I had to watch Scary Movie as like a balm because I'd watched like Scary Movie 3 at 9 a.m. It was fucking weird,
Well, interestingly, the working title for this was Scary Movie, and it got changed by none other than Harvey Weinstein, who thought it made it sound too much like a parody. But it's really funny you were talking about like old cinema legend. Him and Bill Clinton, the old we were talking about.
Whatever.
It's
I've seen the files.
About the old square TVs. So I mentioned I have an interesting relationship with this film. So like I love that you Cable are so passionate about this, and it's something that you grew up with in many respects. I was very different. Like I'm not a big horror slasher guy, but my oldest brother was a huge fan of specifically this. And I don't know, when you're young, I don't know if you had this, but when I was young, I used to get hooked on certain movies, and I would watch them over and over and over again.
Still do it now.
Snatch, the prime example. I used to watch that all the time.
That's such
Quest
a
for the
good
Holy
movie.
Grail. I could say them word for word, but my brother was obsessed with this. And when I was, like I say, probably too young, he had it on VHS, and he had one of those old. Do you remember these? The old TV with VHSs where they're not big. They're bringing them back. Original ones. Amazing! Because he had one of those, and he used to he'd sit in his room and he'd watch this. I honestly think he was in love with Neve Campbell. Me too. Who wasn't? And the first time I ever saw it was he was watching it, and he's like, "Fucking come and watch it with me." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So even though I was probably terrified of it, I by osmosis sort of like pulled in his love for the movie, and he knew every word in every scene. And when I watch back Scary Movie, as you were talking about, Regan, I know that better than I know this. But I think my nostalgia for this is higher because of my brother being so attached to it. So it's really like, it's a really mixed bag of emotions when I watch this back for the first time in maybe 10 years.
But that's what it's like. That in particular, this film is good for, because for our age group, it was almost like an eye into a life that we would have if we didn't. Living in the UK and living here, Cable, like, that's not what our high school experience was like at all. Like, there was no, like, just the way that people went to high school in America, and it's particularly in movies, is like, what the fuck? Like the sequels even more so, because they're in college and there's like all the theta beta, tampon, whatever the fuck it is. Thigh mega tampon, whatever that friend's joke is. That experience is totally alien to us as well. Yeah. But it's just got these fucking beautiful people, like, and some killers as well, like literally and figuratively. The scene between, which plays different, with the knowledge that they end up being the murderers. Spoilers, everybody. But the
for this 1996 film,
yeah. But if you're watching this, I mean, come on, go, oh, I wonder what they're talking about. I've never seen that movie. Click the scene where they're all sort of sitting in the fountain.
Oh yeah.
And they're talking. It's just after Drew's died, and it's like, oh, you dated her, blah blah blah. And they're talking about it, and it's Stu and Billy, and they're like on either side of everybody, and they're talking about it and blah blah blah, and then Stu says, "No, I didn't kill anybody," and Billy says, "No one said you did." Like, he's basically saying, "Shut the fuck up, man! Like, you're talking too much about it."
Even when doesn't Sydney say? Yeah, Sydney says something like, "Hang on, my screen's just gone funny. Hang on." Yeah, Sydney says, how could you gut someone? And then Stu just goes straight into like describing what you'd kind of do. And then he gets a look from Billy, like, Anyway, it's just,
motherfucker, would you shut up?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because my fiance, she couldn't remember. I mean, she's got the memory of a goldfish anyway, but she couldn't remember who the killers were. So we were watching it.
Frustrating.
I've seen Scary Movie enough times that I know exactly who the killers are, and have seen this, and like it's ingrained in pop culture, I feel, at this point. But she was like, "Is it that one?" And then I'm like, "Just watch it. Just watch it. You're gonna find out." But then there are so, like, on a watch back, there are so many like hints they make, just dropping like all these bombs. But there are so many good fucking lines in this. There are so many lines I totally forgotten about. Like, but wait, there's more. Like, all that whole scene where he's going nuts. I'm like, holy shit. And like that whole, the scariest motives is where there's no motive at all. Fuck yeah, that's the scariest motive. I was like, holy shit, that's great.
I also like that, like, when Billy reveals that it's because, your fucking slut mum, made my dad leave us or whatever. Even Stu's like, what the fuck? You didn't mention that before. Like, look at his face. It's like, I thought we were just fucking around.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing a full Columbine and we're going to fuck in the shower like that Gus Van Sant picture. Everyone's seen Elephant, right? What an elephant reference. That's fucking weird. So niche.
It's killed Cable. It's so niche.
But yeah, that moment is
100%.
fantastic. And the line in particular that gets me every time is, you fucking psychos, you've watched one too many movies. Don't you blame the movies? Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative. Like, that's fucking fantastic. Such a great script. Like, just absolutely bulletproof script.
Oh, 100%. It's funny you bring that up, because that was the thing, like, when I was debating, like, how perfect this movie is. There's maybe a couple of tweaks I'd probably have, but clearly Kevin...
All right, we're coming back to that. I want to hear about that after this thought.
Kevin obviously, wrote this script, but I haven't heard interviews about it in regards to this, but he must have really, really worked that dialogue, because there's no fat in the dialogue at all. Every word used is perfectly to set up everything and give enough exposition without giving too much, and just dropping little bits along the way and like these little breadcrumbs and setting up. And I feel like also all the characters have equal sort of time in the movie. Like no one overstays their welcome. And then sometimes, I want to see Randy back again, or let's see Stu again. But I feel like they just perfectly just plotted everyone.
I don't know. I feel like B-grade Johnny Depp gets way too much.
Well, yeah, no, okay.
Skeet. Yeah, it's such a weird look. Like I was saying, Regan's going for that look beforehand. It's funny you say that about the lack of fat. So really, look, we talk about this sometimes a lot when we do this. We've done this podcast. Sometimes the trivia around a film is actually more interesting than the film itself. Sometimes, and in many regards, I'm such a nerd for that stuff. But I was reading up on it beforehand, and they sent the original cut of this to the studios, to the rating agency, whatever it is in the US. I forget what it is.
MPAA.
The MPAA.
That's right. And they said effectively it's too gory. Like this is going to get the highest possible rating, and they obviously wanted the MA-17 rating, so they kept cutting and cutting and cutting, and apparently they did like 9 times just to try and get it down. And apparently it wasn't the goriness of the film was the problem. It was the motivations and the meta-ness of it that made it so dark and made them keep running back. And the even more fascinating part of that trivia is that when they were going to release the second one, which we're obviously not talking about, but when they're releasing the second one, Wes Craven intentionally sent in the most graphic version he possibly could, so that he could get the one he actually wanted into cinemas, thinking he would just cut some out. And they just gave it the thumbs up straight away. So it's wild.
That's a really good way to get around those bunch of fucking babies.
Yeah, sorry, Cable. I think I cut you off there.
No. Yeah, totally agree. Like with all the different cuts. The famous one that they did ask for a cut was with the pan into, or the zoom into Drew Barrymore hanging from the tree. And they had to splice or drop frames to speed it up. But the funny thing is, I think that's actually more effective. Like you don't hang on it too long. Whereas the original cut was a slower, zoom in where it, you get every frame, but it just maybe just hangs on it a little bit longer. Whereas this one's like bang, 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 bang. And I reckon that works.
The jump cuts forward. Yeah.
Whereas
that's
I've
interesting.
I've got one of the, I think it's the Swedish version or German version that they actually had the uncut. And I think Japan also got that as well, where and
they're all eating chocolate and
no, just the cuts aren't missing like that.
It's a katana instead of a knife.
Yeah.
Just, wow, this cut is way different. That's
weird.
It's a Japanese version.
Yeah.
I just want to go back a step and ask Cable. You said, is it a perfect movie? And you're like, there's a couple of things I'd change. What would you change?
It's just more some of the visual things. Like I kind of didn't like at the time, but I mean, in hindsight now, you can kind of come up with these new theories that this killer was Roman or somebody else from another sequel. Because there's 2 shots. There's one where I'm pretty sure they're at Tatum's house, and they're out on the deck when she says the Wes Carpenter line, and they talk about what's his name, Richard Gere and the gerbil, and. Then when they go inside, in the background, we see there's a ghost face lurking, like comes behind the tree and then just sort of scoots off. I kind of didn't love that because I just feel like is a killer doing that in broad daylight? And and then similar one that they had was he was in the convenience store again towards the end of the film when they're getting ready for the party, and Sydney and Tatum are in that convenience store, and you see the reflection in the glass and stuff. And I'm like, they're the kind of slight crops that I would make to that film. And I know they've tried to say, well, that's not really the killer. That's kids like at the school mucking around, sort of.
I was going to say exactly that. Yeah.
They're trying to add the suspense, but I've never really, that's if I've got a nitpick, that they're the 2 little visual sort of cues I don't love in the film. And I think you could probably cut them and the film would be a little bit better.
There's 2 things about that's really interesting. And you're absolutely right. Like, I feel like, and it's definitely, it's definitely Captain Hindsight swooping in and been like, oh no, it's kids. But like, I do genuinely feel like, even because you see kids running around the school, like with the scream masks on, and like, I do feel like there would be an element of that. Like, kids wouldn't have taken it seriously and they'd maybe be trying to scare her in the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel like there would be an element of that. But also there's an element of, so the Fonz cameo in this, where is the principal
Henry Winkler.
He is going to be the Fonz in this. Henry Winkler, great. I love him, by the way, just such a beautiful man. He dies out of necessity. So and you guys clearly know this, but like the middle of the film, there isn't actually a death for like, it's like 40 odd minutes. So they actually kill him out of necessity to keep the suspense and keep the audience almost engaged with the fact it's a slasher thrill horror. So like it's really interesting that they've kind of cut in some of those pieces as well to just try and remind you that he's lurking in the background. You know what I mean? Not that you needed to. You could almost have like, I feel like you could even go the Jaws route and have like the theme play in the background when you want the scare. You know what I mean? To keep that
I was thinking
going.
The same thing. Yeah.
But
or even a POV, but yeah.
Yeah, like Halloween, beginning of Halloween style, absolutely.
Yeah.
The funny thing about Henry Winkler is like
Henry Winkler.
That character, Henry Winkler.
Well,
Henry Winkler. Is
Um,
the South Park version of Kim Jong-il saying that?
Henry Winkler. He
Inheritable.
like they kind of lead in to be like, okay, maybe he's the killer, and then he like gets those two kids out and expels them or whatever, and then gets minced. Later on at the party, when everybody finds out, they're like, he's fucking gutted and hanging from the goalpost. Let's go before they cut him down. I mean, I don't know. Like, a teenager's really that callous? Like, how much do you not? Because he's a really sweet dude. He's a really good principal. Everybody seems to like him.
That's our point of view, though.
Mm.
Do you think though? Because I don't. If I heard my principal got like gutted and stuff like that, I wouldn't be like, oh, awesome.
There is the bit
not
when
awesome, but I'd want to go see it.
That's fair. It's a bit macabre.
It's like, how'd they get him on the goalpost? I'm intrigued now. Yeah,
must have done some pulley system. It was a pulley system, surely.
It's the same way they made the pyramids. There is the bit where Sydney's in the office and he's like stroking her face like this, and I was like, that's creepy. Like maybe there's an element of that in it too. Maybe like it's a facade almost. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe he's a bit.
Yeah, he was on the Epstein files or something. Yeah.
But again, this is one of those scenes that I completely conflate
with
Scary Movie.
Wasn't me who
and
brought it up.
They're like talking about the wasn't she the one old Mrs. Old Mrs. the one and only, and then he comes in and he's like being interrogating her and then he shows her pictures of himself in
don't bullshit a bullshitter.
I need to watch Scary Movie again. Okay.
So good. I tell you what's really interesting about this film as well, going back to the trivia pieces, it was actually released in December, just before Christmas. So like traditionally not a big time for slashers. And the trivia is that the studio did it during the holiday season, like to sort of almost like clash with family friendly films and sort of give it an audience that maybe wouldn't have gone and seen it previously. Sort of, and when it came out, it only made 6.4 million at the box office, and they thought it was a flop. It was coming in like fourth, but over its run, it ended up making 100 million, and it was like
it fucking worked. Like it was an absolute banger in the end.
Great word of mouth, great, just constantly wrong. And it's interesting that you don't really get that with films these days. No. If something doesn't make $1 billion in its first weekend.
Yeah,
it's just not going to get that opportunity. You know what I mean? It's straight on Disney Plus, or it's, you know what I mean? Like this is like the classic example of something that was given a unique time frame to come out and actually did really well. I find that fascinating. I mean, imagine going to cinema right at Christmas with your kids. Maybe not your kids. Maybe your teenage kids, and being like, "Oh, this Scream, it's interesting. Why don't we see that? Let's see what that is. It might be like a parody of something.
Well, I mean, you've got to be the most fucking dim-witted parent of all time if you don't look at the rating and the knife on the poster. Like, oh, take my kids to this. Well, you're a shit parent then. That's for sure.
That would be me. Wouldn't look at the poster. Scream, that sounds like what you do all the time. You clearly like that. Here's a question for you. Did you ever have any parts of a video that you were watching where it would get like fuzzy, or any bits that, like... Did you rent this from the video store? Were there any bits where you were like, I missed that? Or any times when there was an advert break that you remember watching on TV?
No, I don't think I ever, again, like last week we were talking about, last fortnight we were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't think I ever saw this on TV.
I don't think
always
so either.
A DVD video number. I mean, obviously, I'm a 14-year-old boy when this comes out. Everybody's sexy. The scene in the garage, with the ping, like, chicken's done. There's definitely, it was cold in that garage. And then the poor dear woman, Rose McGowan, who's an excellent actress, gets killed like by a door. Like, like, how like everybody else gets proper murked, you know what I mean? Proper slashed. And she gets killed by a fucking roller door.
Which the trivia is that she could actually get through that door.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they had to. The problem was she could actually get through it quite easily. But so I don't know how they must obviously shot it a certain way and made it look like she was really struggling and whatever. But yeah, she could actually get through the door, and that was a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Jeez, you can tell as well. I actually thought that while I was watching it. I was like, it looks like she could get through that. Like, I mean, unless it's the panic thing where she's just like flailing around.
When I did the episode of the Stitch Up on this, it was how I first met Cable, actually, because we had a mutual friend in Sean, who's one of the other guys who guests on Sequel Suck, and I had done this episode on the Scream and put it out on Instagram, and Sean sent it to Michelle, who used to be on the Sequel Suck podcast as well, and got us in touch, and I ended up being on their Halloween Ends episode like 2 or 3 years ago now. And Michelle, that's how I got to know her as well and how we became friends. And she sent it to the dude who was the stuntman for Ghostface, because in one of the segments, I said how much of a fucking klutz he is. Like, he is, I mean, I know he's supposed to be a teenager and all that kind of stuff, but it's just like, if someone starts throwing beer bottles at you, you get out of the way.
Just fucking move. And like, he's constantly falling over or like banging his head. He's like the stormtroopers. It's so funny.
Yeah,
right?
I hear that, but once you put that costume on and you're running around, your vision is not great. Trust me.
Yeah,
I've done it.
Very true. I never thought of that. Yeah.
I will defend Ghostface. Like, there is this clumsy part to it. Like, as the movie's gone, I think it becomes a bit more clumsy. But yeah, absolutely, it's not an easy mask to run around in, and also to breathe.
Have you tried?
Yeah, I've done. When I was a kid. This is going back years. So when the second movie maybe came out, I had the costume, and me and my brother, when
I started murdering people,
we used to. No, on weekends, me and the neighbours and that, we would go out and we would film like our own like little movies on our camcorders and stuff. So
that's fucking awesome.
So me and my brother used to be Ghostface, or we'd do the stunts of it, and just running even 100 meters flat out is not easy. Like, you can't breathe, and the vision, it's not great. So.
Right.
Yes.
I bet they were picking it like, we picked a bad costume. We should just want a hockey mask. Like, what's his face?
The original, I'm sure you know this, Cable. The original design for it was that it was all white instead of black.
Yes.
And they changed effectively to make him look more like a ghost. So like the ghost motif was complete, right?
That's fucking ridiculous. He would have looked like a spooky Ku Klux Klan member.
That's the reason why they changed it, because he looked too much like a Klan member. It's so fucking interesting. I was looking at the trivia and I was like, you can see that.
Funnily enough, there is a documentary somewhere, because Funworld that own the Ghostface mask or the design.
That's right. Yeah.
There is, I don't know if they ever got busted for it, although he probably got sued, but there was someone else that actually designed that, and it was believed to have stole the idea. And I think the original costume by the original creator was all white as well. And then Funworld took the design as well, and then obviously, even on Scream they were thinking white, and they're like, that doesn't work, or you're going to get blood stains and stuff like on. We'll sharp. Let's go black.
Yeah. Well, the Weinsteins had to buy the rights to it.
Funworld, mate.
Yeah.
What was that?
What was that, Tommy?
The Weinsteins actually bought the rights to the Scream mask in the end, because
of course they did.
It was owned by whatever that company was,
Funworld,
and they really wanted it. And if you watch some of the behind the scenes stuff for this, they have all these designs for other masks, and just none of them are right. Like, even ones that are just very slightly different from the mask they end up using, like even if it's tweaked very slightly, it just doesn't work for some reason. And in the end, they wanted the team to shoot the opening scene with Drew Barrymore 7 times with different masks so that they could choose which one they liked. And Wes Craven just put his foot down. I was like, absolutely fucking not. Like,
That's fucking ridiculous.
Doing that. Yeah, right. Yeah. So they, in the end, they gave in, and the Weinsteins bought the rights to use it, which is fascinating. Really,
that's crazy.
Really interesting.
You know, in the Barrymore scene and even the Principal Himbry scene, there is still shots of the old mask.
Interesting.
Yes. So I've got a version of that as well at home. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's fascinating. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. So this is one of the big continuity errors, because you can see when she's getting chased by Ghostface out on the lawn and he catches up to her, stabs her, whatever. But the next shot when she's dying and she's holding the phone and she puts her hand up and pulls the mask off, that's the mask we know and love now. But the mask he's chasing her in is actually, it's similar but different. They had to, because they obviously decided they wanted to get the fun world mask, but at the time they needed to shoot, they didn't have the rights to it yet, or they hadn't negotiated it properly. So someone else knocked one up, like one of those special effects people, just made a mold that was enough tweaks. It was similar but different enough that they couldn't be, I guess, sued for copyright or whatever.
Move into a segment which is, fast forward, rewind, which is, are there bits of this film that you fast forward or rewind on repeat when you're watching it? And clearly you've maybe not rewind and fast forward that bit, but that's a bit that you've watched over and over again multiple times. Are there other pieces of this movie that are like that for you?
Not really. I think it's probably, the early days, once you realize there's 2 killers, I probably, rewound a few times when, like I said, like that, the scene obviously at the fountain where they're talking and just that back and forth. And now, obviously, once you know everything, you're kind of looking at the little tells and the little, like, just little clues, and then sort of, okay, well, could Stu's not in the room now, so is he the killer for this kill? And stuff like that. Like, I mean, it is a very good whodunit that you can go back and look at all the little pieces and all the setups. Yeah.
The bit I really liked and got me, I didn't necessarily rewind it, but I really liked on a rewatch was when Sydney's realizing that the phone call that was made from prison to her. He wasn't actually at home. B-grade Johnny Depp. He'd actually used his one phone call to call her instead of actually his dad. And there's that clicking of pieces in her brain, and you can almost see the cogs working, and you're going like, oh my God, she's got it. It's time.
Yeah.
But also, like, there's so many times, and I'm looking at it, and when she's confronted with him, I know he's got a big knife, but she'll like knock him over and kind of just like look at him and then turn and run. And I'm like, I don't know, man, like stamp on his dick, like stamp on his neck. Like, I don't know, like do something. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's got a knife, but like incapacitate him somehow. Like, you've got to.
I don't think if he's trying to murder you, like, I understand that, if you're being attacked by someone, the dick is always a good option because, it's fairly vulnerable. But if he's on the ground, unconscious, stand on his head until it's fucking chutney. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, forget about it.
Incapacitate.
In terms of rewind stuff, anything I really love, despite what Quentin Tarantino might say. Sorry?
The garage scene. You've went at it.
No, yeah. Again, I've got to go back to these nipples. No, your main man,
Matthew
what's
Lillard.
his name?
Tarantino.
Matthew Lillard.
Oh,
yeah, despite what Tarantino said.
Yeah.
I think Matthew Lillard is excellent. I think he's a great actor. He's always been good, like in different modes, but in one particular time, this was his vibe, and he was doing this and Hackers and all that stuff. The scene with him and Billy, like, it is fucking hysterical in places. When she's like, you fucking bitch, and he chucks the receiver and it hits him, and he's like, you hit me with a phone, dude.
I'm getting woozy. Love it.
My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me. Like, he just sells the kind of I was doing this because I'm sick and thought it would be fun. Whereas Billy has an actual motivation. Might not be a psychopath.
You can see the difference.
He just wants vengeance. But like, this guy is clearly a psychopath or a sociopath, and he thinks it's fun and funny. So that scene, the whole house scene, like the last act of the film, the third act, how it's a movie in a bottle all of a sudden. It's all happening in this one house. It's fantastic. And then also, like, murder, death. Sydney and a couple of people make it out alive. crane shot over all the ambulances turning up, out, and that's it. There's no sort of, oh, how is everybody feeling? And 2 months later, or none of that crap. It's the end of Die Hard. It's like, fucking curtains up, you know?
I guess that leans nicely into the modern rewatch verdict, if I can say those words, which apparently I can't. More rewatch verdicts. I got to put my teeth in. I 100% agree with that. And I think it's really interesting in general. All of those bits around how it doesn't give you time to breathe. Like, it's just constantly going and you're constantly guessing. And I think in a modern rewatch, I hadn't really appreciated that, the fact that, you know, and it just throws you into this, like from the minute it starts, like, and not even with that scene, like the opening scene is fantastic, you know, the Drew Barrymore piece. But if you take a step further than that and you look at it, you're just thrown into a world that the mythology is already made. Like, her mum was murdered 12 months before, and like, you are dealing with her depression as it's happening in the moment, and all that how that affects all of her friends around her as well. And it's not pandering to you, it's not easing you in, it's just, he's sexually frustrated, she's not ready to put out with him yet, and you're just in that world. And I think on a modern rewatch, I appreciate that way more, because, you know, it didn't do the Netflix thing and have to explain to me the plot every 5 minutes. It wasn't saying like, oh yes, my depression is really bad, we can't have sex tonight, I'm so sorry. It's just like, fucking get off me. Like, it's
all shut down there. There's nothing. There's nothing.
She's wearing
a
chastity belt at this point. Like, and I think I really like that, and it added to the enjoyment of the movie, because it wasn't pandering in any way. I think.
Yeah, no, I get that, and like, for me, the rewatch part of it that's the funniest is, particularly now, but I noticed it when I was watching it for the Screamathon I did. This is what everybody looks like now. This is what teenagers look like now. And it's fucking weird, because it's like looking back in time for me, because this is what it was like when I was in high school in the 90s and in the 90s, yeah. But I feel like the appreciation I have for it now, like the modern rewatch, as in watching it today as a grown-up, again, like I said before, the script is just fucking flawless. Like, it executes exactly what it wants to do every time. It gets, you know, arrive late, leave early. You know, that principle is always in place, and just the structure of it is you know, right on the money. Not necessarily, you know, because that's how you should write a screenplay or how they work best or whatever, but it certainly serves the story in the best possible way. So,
and it's more than just that. It's the cinematography, the sound. The sound is unbelievable in this. It is so on point. And I mentioned Jaws. There's a little bit of that in this, but not quite as heightened. And I think it really works. Like, it's an almost more subtle variation. The absolute score. Yeah, the sound design, the score, just magnificent.
Yeah, right on. What about you, Cable? Modern rewatch.
Yeah, I think it still holds up. Obviously, there's a couple of little things that, you know, mobile phones weren't prevalent back then, so kids would be like, "What the hell? What are you? Just use your phone. Call somebody.
Clone the cell number."
Yeah.
So, that's right. They cloned the phone, didn't they? Yeah.
But overall, like, I think it still holds up pretty well 30 years later. I mean, maybe that's a biased view, but I do think when it comes
and that's fine. You be as biased as you want.
Yeah. No, I think it still holds up really well. Like I said, it's such a tight script. The funny thing about, you know, Tommy touched on it before, the whole Himbury kill, that was something that I wasn't scripted initially. That was something pushed by, I'm pretty sure, the Weinsteins, because like, oh, we need another killer. We need something. But that actually worked in Kevin Williamson's favour. He's like, oh, hang on, that's now a reason I've got for those other extra kids that are at the party to leave.
Get out. Yeah.
There's a relatively decent way to sort of explain that instead of them just all disappearing just randomly. So, but overall, the collaboration of Wes and Kevin's so good, because Kevin works out the scares, works out and just fine-tunes that sort of stuff, and then, you know, the script speaks for itself. So,
Tommy, did you have any miscellaneous notes before we get into our game show for the week?
I have some fabulous miscellaneous notes. Here's a couple for you.
Wonderful.
First and foremost, and I said this on our chat, these teenagers are clearly adults with mortgages. I don't care what you say. They're all at least 30. I don't like. Yeah. it's that Grease thing where you look at the people who are supposed to be in high school and they're actually 50-year-olds. Like these
to
are
be fair, like Grease is a step further.
It's a step
I think
above.
the guy who played Kaneki in Grease was a 68-year-old man. I'm positive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I know. Sonny was pretty old too.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, the only one in that cast who was even close to that age was Olivia Neutron-Bomb.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is the classic Hollywood thing of let's cast way older, which makes no fucking sense to me. It's like you left high school a long time ago. When Sydney is at Tatum's house, there is a Mel Gibson poster on the wall. Who the fuck?
Really?
Which teenage girl is idolizing Mel Gibson in the 90s?
A 30-year-old woman who's been cast in this movie is like, I'm going to fud myself stupid to Mel. So is it just a picture of Mel or is it from a movie?
It has to be a Miramax film, surely.
You know what it looks like? It looks like his honest to God casting photo. It's a black and white picture that just looks like a headshot. It's fabulous. It's great. And I was looking at it, I was saying to my partner, I was like, is that fucking Mel Gibson? She was like, I can't tell. It looks like him. It's like no teenage girl is having it on their wall. There's no sex appeal to that picture in the slides. It's just a headshot.
Yeah. No, it's like in the fourth one, I think it is. No, the fifth one. The one with who's the little girl? Who's the small woman who plays Wednesday now?
Oh yeah.
Jenna Ortega. Yeah, and she's in the hospital bed at the end of it. She's watching Dawson's Creek. I'm like, are you fucking high? Like, what 16-year-old person in like 2022 or whatever is watching Dawson's Creek? It'd be like looking into a parallel fucking dimension.
Yeah, but you know, the extension of that is that Scott Foley's in that scene that she's watching as well.
Oh, Get Out of Town. The one who goes on to be like Sydney's half brother or something?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, these movies get convoluted.
They really do.
Sorry, Tommy, I cut you off, mate.
No, it's all good. I would pay good money to hear a phone call between the Scream guy and the Saw guy. Would that not just be the funniest conversation of all time? Do you like scary movies? Do you want to play a game?
I guarantee you, because the Wayans brothers have gotten together and they're doing a legacy sequel to Scary Movie in time with the new Scream that's coming out, which comes out next week. Is that right, Cable?
26th of February.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, right. Is it Scream 6?
7.
Scream, fuck my hole. That's a lot of Screams. They're doing a sequel to Scary Movie that's going to have everybody come back and do the legacy thing, which is, I bet you that joke's in there, Tommy.
I
think you need to
I
copyright
really hope
quickly.
so. Yeah. Well, it's really interesting. There is a great bit of trivia about this, and I'll stop talking trivia in a sec. That the guy who did the voice on the phone,
Roger Jackson,
neither Nev Campbell nor Drew Barrymore actually met him, so it was all a surprise to them. They didn't know what the lines were going to be either, apparently. So fascinating, like just a little bit of like, you know, it's that dropping Alan Rickman after 2 instead of 3, you know, like it's that, is that real reaction from them. Really fascinating. And
he's still the dude, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's still the guy who does the voice.
Yeah, right. I didn't know that.
And I think, I don't know how recent, it might have been now that she's doing the press for this movie coming out. I'm pretty sure Nev says that she only met Roger after the 3rd movie. So she'd never met him in person still. So they kept this sort of, I mean, I guess he's probably recording his lines, obviously off screen, where he was having those
in a cupboard.
But Wes purposely didn't let them see him for that intimidation factor and to add the realism.
Well, good on him for still getting a Scream paycheck. Just before we finish up, final thoughts on Scream 1996 concerns.
Oh, I had a great time. I'm just terrified that someone in this is going to come out and be on the Epstein list.
It's only a matter of fucking time.
I can't believe
it's like a cartoon scroll.
I can't believe we went through a Scream episode and we didn't even talk about Randy Meeks / Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Do we need to?
I know we probably don't need to, but I was going to sort of lean into the idea that I think that's kind of like when I talk about gateway drug, but also having that character that's like works in a video store, knows the movies, is always hiring videos, and they have this scene in a video store. I feel like that was also another thing. Like it was like, oh, there's a character you can relate to, and then kind of he's kind of the audience's voice throughout the movie, but then he's kind of he could be a suspect as well, you know. Like anyway, that's
I do like it. All the alphas watching that show going, yeah, if I was anyone, I'd be Billy. And then you're like, oh, fuck. I shouldn't be Billy. No, you're absolutely right. And you know, he's great. He unceremoniously killed in the second one by fucking the aunt from Roseanne. Gets fucking stone cold stunned into a van. I'm like, absolutely not.
Stone cold stunned.
And what's the other? David Arquette. Fucking excellent performance.
Great performance.
You know what I mean? Like he's, you know, she's in the age bracket of, you know, like 17 to 24 or whatever, and he's like 25. It's like, you know, I watch all his stuff. I was 24 for a whole year. Like it's just real super, super charming. Like, great performance.
Could see why Courtney Cox fell in love with him for a minute.
Yeah, cupped it a little bit, you know, Hollywood, isn't it? And then she turned into fucking Skeletor or whatever's going on for the poor woman.
There is a lot of what's the drug called? That weight loss drug. There's a lot of that going through her system. That one.
Okay.
There's a lot of that.
I just more meant like the fucking this business.
Yeah, there's a lot of that too.
Like it's so like no shade to her. She's doing what she feels she needs to do. But I've said it before, like. Friends is syndicated. It's on every streaming service. Courtney Cox will never be older than 30 in that show, and yet she continues to age in real time. And it fucks you up because Hollywood is a sick environment, everybody, and they should all be, you know, ghost-faced murdered. Anyway, do we want to play a little game?
Yes, please.
That's wrong franchise.
That 100% reminded me of when we were watching. We started to watch this film. Me and my fiance. She turned around to me and she was she's like, set the scene. Monday night is my night to watch whatever I want. She goes out and does yoga. I watch the geeky shit that she definitely does not want to watch.
Porn. It's not porn.
Like you're watching maths, aren't you, Tommy?
So much corn. And she, so she says, and I said to her, "Oh, I'm gonna watch Scream for the No Country podcast." And she's like, "Oh, actually, can you wait? I want to watch that with you." And without a beat, she jumped into saying the iconic line, what's your favorite scary movie? But for some reason she went full bogan, and for anyone who's international doesn't know what bogan is, it's like the lowest, I don't know, economic rap.
What's your favorite scary movie?
She was like, she's like, oh, what is it? Is it like, "G'day boys, what's your favorite scary movie?" I was like, I don't know if that's the line. And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. It's, hello boys, what's your favorite scary movie?" I was like, that's definitely not.
The Crocodile Hunter was not in Scream, everybody.
She sounds like she's from Wolf Creek.
Of it. Oh my God. Yeah.
Another horrible movie.
Bless her. I love her, and that is now what this movie is to me.
Excellent. Well done, Kat. Congratulations. So we're going to do a little game, and as we always do, we change the name for the movie. And this week, the game is called Smells Like Teen Murder.
Ooh.
Cable's really going to be doing the heavy lifting here, as usual. Tommy's about as useful as a fucking small wombok. Here we go.
A chocolate tea kettle.
A fucking cock-flavoured lollipop. All right. That's from Dodgeball. Yes. That's not my game.
It's an absolute favourite movie.
Okay. I fucking love Dodgeball. I watched it again recently.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
It's such a good movie. We should do it. Okay. Question number 1. Courtney Cox plays Gail Weathers in the Scream franchise, but what was her full name on the TV show Friends?
Monica Geller Bing.
Well done. Or if it was post season 4, it was Monica Geller Bing.
That's what I just said. I said that.
I thought you wanted the middle name, and I couldn't remember the middle name.
Oh, no, I don't think we've ever
Big Fat Goalie.
That one.
That's all I remember about the best episode. What was the nickname in high school?
Big Fat Goalie. Yeah, that's right. That and the football episode. Pretty good. Okay. Question number 2. Director Wes Craven sadly passed away in 2015. I mean, it was sadly he passed away, but he was an old man. It wasn't like, he was 16, he got hit by a truck. What was his last film?
It would have been almost Scream 4, was it not?
Is that your final answer?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did he do Scream 5?
No, Scream 5 came out a long time later.
Yeah, it did. You're right. Oh, let's go with your answer there, Kay. Well, I trust you. I believe in you.
Scream 4 it is.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, because he was sort of sick not long after that, and it was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, like during it, he was unwell, was my understanding. Okay, question number 3.
Doing so
Who
well here.
painted the expressionist masterpiece, The Scream?
Someone Muchin?
Close.
So for anyone who doesn't know, and I don't think you know this, Regan, my actual degree is in fine art, of which half was art history. So I absolutely should know this, but I do not know this.
Is it Thomas Muchin?
Hang on a second.
What?
Can we go back a step?
You absolutely may.
What?
Yeah.
Your degree is in what?
Fine art. I actually spent 3 years of my life painting and learning about art history. Genuinely.
And you're doing a podcast on Scream right now. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Isn't it? Isn't it just?
That's terrible. Okay.
Oh, you just don't get a
should
job
know
if you
it
do a fine art degree. FYI, kids, if you're out there, you cannot get a job.
No.
What are you going to do? Like be Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters 2 and then go back to the cello or whatever the fuck happened?
When I hit like 70 and I retire, I will absolutely start painting again.
Of course. And they will be fantastic and everyone will love them.
It'll all
like
be
what happened
AI and you
with,
won't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to do it with by blinking or some shit. So yeah, Munch is right.
You got it.
Does anybody know the first name?
Salazar. No, it's not. I'm just being silly.
Saladar's fun enough, but yeah, it was Edvard Munch.
Edvard, that's right.
Or Munch. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but geez, you're doing fucking well today, Tommy. I'll tell you that much, mate.
Well, it's all cable. It's holding us up.
Yeah. Okay. Between Screams 3 and 4, Wes directed a werewolf picture called Cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Name any 2 of the main stars in that film.
Christina Ricci.
Yep.
Joshua Jackson.
Yep. There's your 2. Also had Jesse Eisenberg, who played a little werewolf.
There you go.
That's a crazy movie. There's a lot of great stories off that film as well.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Like it was so strangely produced, and it was sort of off the back of Scream being popular as well, and it just didn't work. But but Christina Ricci's fucking fantastic in it.
Let's bring back little Jesse Eisenberg. Why is he here today?
Tiny little Jesse Eisenberg.
I'm a werewolf.
Hello. I'm a werewolf and I own Facebook.
G'day, boys. I'm a werewolf. I'm Australian Jesse Eisenberg.
All right. Okay. Final question. Which is the best Scream movie apart from this one?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Really? Okay. Why?
Because it's my favorite.
And your answer needs to be good.
Oh, it's my favorite. I think
Scream 2 is your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. How did you not know this? Did this sequel suck didn't lead into this? No,
because I wasn't on those episodes, so I don't listen to them.
Yeah.
That's not true. I haven't listened to that episode.
If my voice isn't part of it, I'm not interested.
Exactly. I don't have an amazing answer. I did think about this the other day. I wonder if it's because I didn't see the first one at the cinemas, even though I love it, and I think it's the more perfect film. I think just the build up to see Scream 2 and see it with a bunch of other Scream fans in a cinema just added so much to that experience that, and the fact that it was super meta that they had a movie, there was a stab movie and they had a cinema release and someone gets killed in the cinema. There was just so much about that I think is, and look, it's sexier as it's got the best soundtrack out of all the films. It's, they really dose it up. It was like, okay, we're going to go super sexy for this movie. And also everyone wanted to be in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jerry O'Connell, people were petitioning. People wanted to be in this film. And this, even if you look at some of the bands on the soundtrack, everyone wanted to be on the soundtrack. It was just the perfect timing. Is it 100% a perfect film? No, but I put that down to they pushed hard to get it out within the year, but also to keep the script and the killers, under wraps. They had to constantly change things on the fly, and a lot of it was sort of a couple of script pages a day, and I think it's a really good film for something that really had no right to be a good film, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and a rare good sequel as well.
Yeah, agreed.
So, Tommy, what about you? Have you seen the others?
I personally think the best Scream movie is one of two films. It's either the Robert Rodriguez stab film or it is Scary Movie.
A good answer. Well met. I enjoy the fourth one, everybody, because I feel like it's the idea of fame being the cause.
Before its time, too. So before its time.
Yeah. Like incredibly ahead of, like, no Instagram or any of that shit was around yet. And it was about someone being, it's not about like,
who needs friends? You need fans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just and just such a great performance by the little tiny Julia Roberts girl as well. Right.
Are you saying that facetiously or?
No, isn't she a tiny little?
Yeah,
Julia
no,
Roberts?
but when you say her performance though.
Oh no! I just mean she's a niece, isn't she?
No, I know that, but are you being condescending about her performance, or you think it actually was good?
No, it was excellent.
Yeah, see, I say the same thing, but people think I'm just biased because I think Emma Roberts is amazing. But a lot of Scream fans and other people are like, oh, her performance is so shit, or people didn't like her in it.
Nah, it's right on the money, I feel. Like she's a petulant little teenage psycho. Like it works perfectly, Yeah, go back and check out Scream 4 and 2 and 3 and 5 and 6 and 7 shortly.
Maybe 5
Enjoy
and 6,
them all. Tommy, what's it? You don't know more about 6?
5 and 6 you can just maybe skip.
Yeah, they're not great.
Look,
Tommy,
I just want to start by saying thank you, everyone, for joining No Country for Old Films. This was a fabulous episode.
Appreciate you.
And thank you, Cable. We appreciate you coming on 1,000%. Can you let our lovely listeners and viewers and all those things let us know where they can find you?
That's an excellent question. Just Sequel Sucks podcast is one handle. And then Cosplay Cable is the other one, which I do Ghostface and Michael Myers, which is Regs' favourite. So now I know to rock up to his house for his birthday party dressed as Michael Myers.
And watch somebody have a stroke
and
in real time.
I should say, and Ghostbusters. So, yeah.
The Ghostbusters cosplay is fucking right on. I don't know where you got that protein. You know the protein pack?
Yeah.
It's really
just
good.
Walk around with a protein shake and got the costume.
Spraying
and then
people
catch
with
ghosts
protein.
in it.
Guys, go away and check out all of those things. I love Sequel Suck. It's fantastic. I have to come on at some point.
Such a great show.
Regan is effectively your number 3 at this point, which makes me sad. You chose him over
number
me.
4.
But it's, well, yeah.
Oh, no, it's still making me sad.
down the list.
I'm like, I don't need a third wheel, but anyway, that's...
Stop fucking asking me on then.
Fabulous content, amazing stuff. We'll put all the links in the description below. Huge thank you to the phenomenal Wiley Riso as always for creating our podcast. You can find him on Instagram at Wiley RISO. Also, Johnny, thank you so much for the theme. I'm still obsessed with our theme. It's phenomenal. It's everything. It's country. It's modern. It's got everything I could possibly want. Let us know in the comments below what were your memories of Scream 1996. Were you scared after watching this movie? Too scared to go outside in a full ghost costume looking like a Ku Klux Klan member? What are your memories? Was there any random trivia we forgot to say? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the things. We're at No Country for Old Films. You know where we are. Give us a 5-star review. Too many things to say in an exit. Thank you so much for joining us, Cable. And Regan, we'd stop dressing the same.
Yeah, right. It's getting ridiculous. Slowly turning to the same dude.
Don't forget to rewind before returning.
Peace.
Rewind your tapes.